Quitting med school doesn't mean you're a failure. It means that you chose you and I chose me. I used to introduce myself as doctor. Now I'm not even in med school. Like, think about it. Is that deep? Life is funny, darling. Life is funny. You never expect anything that comes your way. It just happens. I didn't expect it myself. Hello guys, welcome back to MND Diaries. And if you're new here, this is MND Diaries and you're always welcome to keep watching and liking and subscribing to this channel. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. So as the thumbnail entitles, as the title says, yes, I am going to be talking on why I quit med school. First of all, let me tell you guys, I had always thought of myself wearing lab coats, calling myself doctor this, doctor that, and I'm not even in med school, and I'm not joking with you. It's life. That's life for you. Today you're like doctor this, doctor that, tomorrow you're somebody else. Life has a low expectancy rate because you can be expecting so much, expecting high, and you go downhill. So it's not necessarily a failure. It's actually a way for me to see that this line of work is not meant for me. I never thought I would be a girl that would quit med school. I never had such plans. It never occurred to me for even 1 second. It just happened. I really thought that I would be wearing a white lab coat, calling myself Dr. Miracle, treating patients, because I worked so hard to get in. Getting in school is very hard. Like, if you just written WAEC, written JAM, written NECO, getting admission into a university or a polytechnic is not easy. If you're in Nigeria, it's not easy. Like every other person who go into medicine, I wanted to have big dreams. I wanted to help people. I wanted to change lives, build hospital, buy medications, give people, like, how I put it, it's more like a campaign for health, all this kind of health stuff. UNICEF, working with UNICEF, World Bank. Oh my God, that was the goal. That was the goal. Not just that, and since my specialty, like my own specialty, was going to be sports, I figured that would be aligned with orthopedic medicine. If you think about it, sports medicine is similar. In fact, it's more of orthopedic medicine because you're going to deal with bones, you're going to deal with muscles and all this kind of stuff. And initially, being a sport doctor was what actually made me go into medicine. I thought about it. Now that I did orthopedic posting, I just realized that I have been lying to myself because I actually haven't gone into orthopedic medicine to actually see how it works. But when I did it in nursing, I realized that orthopedic, both medicine and nursing, is not for me. Like, it's not for if you go into the hospital and see people with fractures and no, bones. Orthopedic also covers bones, covers plastic surgery, covers a lot. No, I just realized it is not for me. I was just deceiving myself because I had no understanding, I had no wisdom about how it works, how it happens. I just, sport doctor, orthopedic, same thing. Let's be honest, I'm a Nigerian and I'm living in Nigeria. So if you're a Nigerian and you are smart, people expect you to be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, an engineer, do something like skillful, something that is professional. Like, they expect you to do a professional course. There's no, like, why are you wasting your wisdom and knowledge? Like, why are you wasting the small brain God gave you on doing something less than a professional course? And that was why it pushed me to do medicine. I went for medicine and I thought I was doing the right thing. Actually, initially I was in the right path, but something else was calling my name.
Yeah, boy.
That school really hit me hard. It wasn't the scores for me. It wasn't the result. It was more of the workload, the pressure, and I'm not someone who deals with stress. I don't know if anyone can understand, but I don't like stress, and stress does not like me either. So I can't work with stress. The workload was much, the pressure, because at then the quota was like 50 persons and we are more than 50 in the class. So like my brain already thought about it. We are 50 in this class and we are up to like 100. Let's just assume at then we were like 90 something, close to 100. How many people will be dropped? I thought about it and I was like, hey, the quota is 50. Me and the people in this class, we are going to struggle to get to be among the first 50. How will I do that? I cannot work with the pressure, the workload. I said, no, it's a lie. I cannot stress myself. And I relaxed myself. I relaxed. Not that I didn't study. I did study when it was necessary. But I relaxed a lot because I said, no, I'm not going to stress myself. This workload is too much. I'm not going to stress myself. I'm not going to do that. And the funny part of everything is that it was not just stressful, it was so draining. Like, it was draining. You could go to class in the morning, maybe you have a little break, you said, okay, let me get food. By the time you get food, because at that time, we didn't really have like cafeterias in school. We don't cook, so we buy food. So you're going to buy food and you're still going to wait till you get to your turn because of the crowd. By the time it's time for the next class, and you know that your lecturer will not allow you to enter the class after he or she has entered, my dear, that way you will leave the food and go to the class. Now you will stay hungry, right? You stay hungry till whenever the class is over before you now finally eat. And let's say by the time it's over and it's already 4, food has finished. So you have to wait for evening food to be made, right? You just, okay, let me go and rest or maybe take some provisions, like most of that drink gari with some, berries, or those that have cornflakes and milk and Milo, maybe just take some small tea with biscuits to hold themselves. Now in the evening you will come back, still go to the cafeteria to get food. And there is no food because you came late and food has finished. The whole day you've not eaten. You're already tired, you're already drained. The next thing you mean is, tomorrow I'm not going to class. And tomorrow comes, Mister, this is in class. They are giving impromptu tests. You wear your uniform and go to class. What choice do you have? So it was so draining. It was so confusing for me because I'm not someone who came from a system of, stressing myself, like working with so much stress. You're sick, you still go to class. You're down, you still go to class. And as a woman like me that have cramps, if during my period I get cramps, I still go to class with cramps. How is that going to work for me? The whole stress was embodied in my visible body because people could see the stress and they'll be like, medicine students, when they try. Oh. Yes, we did try. If you see any medicine students, hug them, send them money because you don't know what they are going through. It's not easy. It is not easy. Not just medicine, nursing students as well and other students. But these ones, medicine, nursing, they suffer, they suffer. They have suffered. And that kind of suffer, I don't think anybody wants to know. Because if I wish that kind of suffering for my enemy, I would be a bad person. But it was not easy, but God pulled through for each and every one of us. And I'm very thankful for that. I started feeling like I was going through the motions. Reading, studying, passing, all over again. Reading, study, passing, repeating itself. There was no room for rest. No room for rest, no joy, no peace. It's just studying like you're in study machine, just survival mode, anything to help you study. But that didn't stop me from, having a little fun because then I used to, once in a while I exercise, once in a while I go out with my friend to play badminton, sometimes volleyball. We used to go to the gym in school and we do a little exercise, a little lawn tennis, table tennis, and so forth and so forth. I didn't play basketball though, it's not my thing. But my dear, it wasn't easy. I can say it wasn't easy. A little, a little play, a little hard work, everything combined together, it was stressful. The exercise did a lot in relieving stress, but also it also did a lot in giving pain, because pain plus stress, wahala. So at the end of the day, that was what went wrong. As time went on, I started blaming myself for things that happened. The first time, it was more of I started losing interest in going to class. I will go to class, and my seat is always in front, so I'm always in front of the class. So if I come to the class, I'm sitting in front. Even if I come early, I come late, I'm always in front. I started losing interest in because I can be in class and like I'll be looking at the lecturer eyeball to eyeball, like, and the lecturer will be looking at me too. And be talking, and I'll be nodding my head like I get what you're saying, but nothing is entering. Like, it became that bad that I stopped receiving. I can be hearing you, but as it's going in, it's going out. It's going in, it's going garbage in, garbage out. That's how it was. I wasn't getting, and I wasn't even bothered. Like, when you lose that sense of responsibility, you lose that sense of, I don't know why I'm here. I'm just here because I need to be here. I knew that it was done. I thought it was me being lazy, like I was just lazing around. Maybe I was just tired of school. And sometimes I'll call home, I'm like, please, oh, can I not come back? Let me go and sell granules. Isn't that recharge card? Let me go and sell recharge card. I don't want to do it again. My mother will say, tell God that you're sorry for that thing that you said right now. Because I know it's not easy to remove money. And it's a private university. And the amount of money you're paying, and you're opening your mouth to say you don't want to do it again, you want to sell granules, sell recharge card. Haba. Miracle now. Calm down. Have mercy. Have mercy on the people that are spending money for you to go to school. My dear, at that time I didn't understand it. I was like, no, this one I don't want to again. When I saw the granite, I'll refund the money. That was all that was in my mind. When I saw the granite or saw the recharge card, I'll refund the money. Like I said, I thought I was being lazy or being dramatic, but as time went on, I just realized that something is wrong somewhere. There is something wrong somewhere. I knew it deep down that there's something wrong somewhere, and I need to find out what that is. And there was no time that it was a big dramatic moment. It was a slow burnout. I was burnt out. If you ask me, miracle, what were you doing? What were you doing? If it's anybody, I will blame myself as well, because I was procrastinating a lot. I will read tomorrow. I'll read today. Oh, I did miss this class. I'll collect this note later. I will do this. I will do that. But I wasn't doing anything. I was like burnt out. I was so tired. I was so weak. Sometimes I started crying like myself to sleep, because I was like, what am I doing? Do I know is this what I want to do? Like, am I sure is this medicine I really wanted to do? Because at first, like I said, I wanted to be an athlete, right? I had no dream. And it might sound English and miracle. It might sound funny, but I actually had no dream. If you ask me, what do I want to do? I don't know. Maybe I want to be a pilot. Maybe I want to be an air hostess. I want to, do catering services. I want to do this. I really didn't have an idea of what I want to do. So basically, it was one fateful day that my PE teacher in secondary school called us and was like, we're going to start like having inter-house sports and this, and they're like, okay, I'm going to run from my house. This I did 1,600 meters, 800 meters, 400 meters. I won first, second, and third in those different areas, categories. I won and I got my certificate. I got a medal, a gold medal. The gold medal was for football. That was all. And that's when I was like, okay, I started having interest. That was when I knew that I had interest in sports. Now, that sports dream died when I entered medicine. So when I entered medicine, I had no dreams about sports. I was just focused on becoming a doctor at that point. it was not my favorable moments in my walk through university. I had memories, yes. Most of them were fun, most of them were not. Most of them were mostly memories of me struggling to keep up with other people, because I am the type. I know that I am not someone that catches things easily. I'm not a fast learner myself. I have to read over and over and over again for me to get something, right? I don't have magnetic brain, but with time, if I keep studying and practicing, I remember, right? That was focus there. So I will struggle to read and understand, and my worst was biochemistry. You don't know how much I hate biochemistry. It gave me headache. I'll be reading polarization today, I'll be reading something else tomorrow. I'm like, what am I even reading? Like, I don't get it. It's not that I'm not praying. I am praying, I am reading, I'm doing the necessary, but it was not entering, it was not kicking in. And that's when I realized, oh, it's like this medicine, I go drop more. But that was just all in my head. I did not do anything. I did not say anything to anyone. It was just in my head. I will wake up one day and I'll be dreading the whole day. I'll just be like, let this year run now. Let me go home. I just want to go home. Like, everything was, I want to go home. I don't even want to stay here. I don't even want to be in this environment. That wasn't. And sometimes it's be like, is it the school environment or is it just me? But right now, I think it's more about, it was me. I was going through a mental breakdown. Like, I was going through a lot. A lot of things happened. I quarreled with a lot of people at that period. I had a lot of issues that I needed to settle personally, and I couldn't at that point. But with the grace of God, I was able to like deal with it. I even missed an exam, biochemistry. That biochemistry, I missed that exam. I was on my period and I didn't have pad. Like, I didn't expect it to come, so I didn't get myself pad. I was thinking that I would get it once, like when it comes, I will just get it, right? It came on that biochemistry, and I was in so much pains. I was like, okay, I'm going to, and like everyone already left for the exam, because everyone in my room will be doing medicine, so everyone already left for exam. And I cannot just open someone's box and remove pad like that. I think I called someone and she said I should check her locker. I can't remember. I did check the locker. I didn't see any pad. So I was like, what am I going to do? There's no way I'm going to walk like that to, exams hall to go and write biochemistry. I said, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not writing. I was in so much pain that I took medication and I slept off. So I missed that exam, but I ended up writing it as a carryover later the following year. And I think that was the only carryover I had the following year, because I did not write the exam. So if I wrote it and I failed, a different thing. But this one I didn't write it, so it was an automatic carryover for me. Today, this one I don't think I even need to share this story, but I have to share it because I want you guys to know that no matter what happens in life, you have to keep being strong and being the person that you are. I had an issue with my friend, my best friend at the time. I had an issue. It's not even a major issue, it was a minor issue, right? It was a minor issue. This particular class was a physiology class. It was a physiology practical class. And since the semester started, I have never been to that class. Tell me why I haven't been to that class. It's because the first time you go to the class, the man is not around. Second time, the man is not around. Okay, now that eventually the class has started, right? The man came and I didn't go because it's the same story. The man is not around. And we weren't a lot of people that went. So the next class, like, okay, so since the man came the last class, then I have to be available for the next class, right? Good. We went for the next class. Lo and behold, the man is not in the class. We're waiting. And since I didn't attend the first class, I didn't know the rules and regulations in the class, right? That was it. I didn't know the rules and regulations in the class. So I was using my phone, right? I was pressing my phone. Before you know it, someone just came in and was collecting, like, I was just pressing my phone, someone just came and collected my phone. I was like, who is that one now? And I told him, it was the lecturer. He collected most people's phones that were using their phone in class. okay, that was cool, that was everything. Obviously, the man is in class. I didn't know about it. And my best friend that was by my side, I don't know if that is her own version of the story, but she knew. She didn't tell me. That was my anger at that time, that she knew about it. I know we're not talking, but we're sitting together. You know, when you're friends with someone and no matter what happens, even when you guys are arguing or having issues, you guys will still sit together, work together, and people won't even notice you will have issues at that period. So we're sitting together, and she didn't say anything about it. Like, maybe she saw when the man came in and hid her own phone, so the man didn't take her phone. Me, I was like, why didn't you tell me? I don't know. I don't remember if I said it out loud or in my head, but I was like, why didn't you tell me the rule? Like, you're not supposed to use phone in this class. I would probably not use that. I would have just left it down, keep waiting. But she didn't say anything. So my phone was taken, and other very few people's phones were taken. After the class, we went to meet the man. The man said, no, he's not giving us back our phones. We were begging, right? We were begging and pleading, please, please give me back my phone. I was like, okay, sir, please, mine is different. My ATM card is behind. Like, I normally put my ATM card behind my phone casing so that when I carry it out, I will not misplace my ATM card at that time. I think that was when I got ATM card newly, because then I didn't have a bank account. So any money that is sent to me for feeding is sent through one of the workers in the school. Now I have my own card, and this is my only means of feeding. My money, everything is inside the card. I was not like, sir, please, can you just give me the ATM card behind the phone? Let me get food to eat, because I haven't eaten today. This man said, no, I should get out of his office. Every other person said everybody should get out. I said, no, I'm not going out too. This is my only means of eating. Like, you're not giving me my phone till the semester ends. So you're trying to say that I'm not going to eat till this semester is over, I'm not going to eat. I said no, and I stood my ground. I said no, I am not leaving this office until I get my ATM card. It's not about the phone. You can keep the phone. I want my card. That was where the problem started, right? And I waited though. I didn't leave the man's office. I stayed there. He finished what he wanted to do. He packed his things, left the office. He wanted to lock me inside the office to come back till when, God knows when he's going to come back to school again, like to come and teach, because he comes to school once in a while, right? Only God knows when he's going to come back to school. I said it's a lie. So it's only God that knows when he's going to come back to open that office. And he wants to lock me inside. I said, no, you're not going to lock me inside this office. I dragged the door by the handle because he was trying to lock the door from outside. I dragged the door back, opened the door, and went out. And now, I don't know, like with the whole... I'm very embarrassed to say this, but the whole anger, like I was already angry. And the anger doubled when she knew the rule and she didn't tell me. Now, I'm not going to blame anybody for me being angry. I would blame myself for using my anger in the bad way. I was so angry, I was seeing red.
You explain. Kaya, no evidence. Have you get evidence?
Like, I don't know how to explain when you see red. So I saw red and I slapped him. Yes, I slapped him in front of all the students that were there. And I guess he was trying to like hit me back, but my male colleagues now held him back. And I said some unpleasant words that I'm not going to repeat in this video. I did, like, that was a very horrible mistake that I made. And in my mind, my own has finished. Who sent me? Who sent me? So I ended up going back to the hostel with my friend because I started crying. Like, I was very angry. I was crying. You know, you're angry, you're crying, you're saying words, but you're not even getting yourself and everything. So I went back to the hostel to calm down, and people were like that I should go and report him and this, that. And some people were even telling me things to say, and I was like, no, I'm not going to say things that did not happen. I'm just going to tell the truth. And someone came and said, the dean is calling you, and I knew that I am done for the dean of medicine. So I left. I left the dean's office, and the dean asked me what happened. He made sure that it was not any abuse or anything. I said, no, nothing happened. I don't know this teacher personally. I just said it how it was. I told him the truth. No matter the lies that people were feeding me to say to the dean, tell him this, tell him that, I just told God, look at my heart, my conscience is clean. I did something bad and I will own up. That's the thing. I was wrong and I owned up for it. I took responsibility. I told the truth. I told him exactly what happened. And the dean was like, okay, what I'm going to do now, you're going to go back and apologize, right? I'm going to go back and apologize to the man. So the next day, I went back to apologize to the man. This man told me to get out of his office. I knelt down and I begged him. Like, I apologized. I told him I didn't know what came over me. I begged him. I apologized. I did all that I could. This man did not hear me like one bit. He told me to get out of his office. So I went back to the dean and I told him and I begged the dean to help me beg him. So the dean said, what I can do right now for you is it's your phone that cost you to be in this office right now. So the dean got the phone for me and gave me my ATM card. So I didn't get back my phone. What I got back was my ATM card. So I got back I explained to the dean what happened, that I haven't even eaten that yesterday because the only thing I ate was in the morning, which my friend bought food for me. And now I have to return the money back to her, which she said it's fine, it's what friends do, right? Because of that issue, me and my friend reconciled. My parents haven't heard from me in a while, so they called through my best friend, and she picked because they weren't able to reach me, knowing very well. Remember, my phone is not with me, it's with the man. So I picked the call. My mom was like, why couldn't she hear from me and this, that. My friend, like before my friend gave me the phone, she already told my mom what happened. And since there was a record that was going around school, she sent my mom the video. So my mom watched what happened and saw what happened. So there was evidence of what I did, the wrong deed that I did that landed me in a huge trouble. And I thought, well, this is it. Maybe this was my own way of dropping out because the only thing in my mind was to go and sell granuts and recharge card. Well, let's not say it was just granuts and recharge card. It was more of I was exhausted with the school stress and everything. But thankfully, God pulled through because the begging and everything did not work. Then later, Dean called me another day. That was the next day. She called me and she told me personally, Miracle, I'm going to send you to go with the course reps of medicine, but different levels, like course rep from like my senior level, my senior level, yes, course rep of my senior levels, and I think my level and one other level. So we are going to go together and meet the man, and they're going to be witnesses of my apology and everything. I did what needed to be done. I did everything that needed to be done. Apparently, I got a letter of expulsion. I knew it was over for me. But that letter of expulsion was before the dean called me to his office to tell me to go and apologize with the course reps. Because this man was not going to stop. He was going to keep doing what he wanted to do to get me out of school. And I knew that was my end. And I had no choice. I had to go with them. I begged and apologized in front of the course reps and everything. And he was still telling me, get out of my office. Get out of my office. So I left. The next day, I heard the man was calling me that I should come with the people I came with to apologize. I now went with those people. I went with him to his office. He now told me that the reason why he called me is to tell me that he has forgiven me and that he's giving me back my phone. And I was so happy because My dear, I in my mind I was like, I'm done for. What am I going to tell my parents? Like, I'm done for. He gave me back my phone, and I thanked him, and I left his office. I thought that was the end. My dear, it was not the end. I was fighting different battles in that department. Lecturers who knew about it caused hate, like they caused havoc for me, like they caused problems for me. And I just knew it that this department is over. Like in my own mind, in my own clean mind, I was like, I was already tired. But then this was like another stepping stone for me to leave this department completely. I didn't do anything about it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat everything. What I'm saying, I'm giving it to you raw as it is. I didn't do anything about it. I just prayed to God to help me. Like, everything was not going according to plan as I expected it to be, because I was like, okay, I'm going to, after this incident, I'm going to focus more on my studies and this and that. Yes, I was trying to do, I was meeting lecturers, trying to like recover myself. You understand? Like, the exam I missed, I met the lecturer, wrote tests, did the necessary things to do to prepare myself, like to write that carryover, right? I didn't know that I was doing myself, because when one lecturer tells you, I can't help you, you have to go through, you have to register, you have to do this, you have to do that, I was like, Omo. But it's not what other people did. I'll come to you, register with you, right? He said, no, I have to go and register with system before I come and register with him. If they don't register me, I cannot register. I was, what is going on? They're turning me upside down. Like, I just, I just didn't know what to do again. Then one fateful day, the dean of medicine called me and told me, I will advise you to look for another department, because the lecturers, the plan they have for you in this department, it's only God that can help you pull through. Now, let me remind you, this actual incident and whatever is going on in the department has nothing to do with why I left medicine. Because that advice alone was like telling me that if you're able to survive it, you can stay. If you don't think you can survive it, you can leave. I had one decision, either to stay or to leave. But I stayed nevertheless. I did stay. I stayed for a while. Remember, it was only an advice he gave. He just gave an advice and that I should think about it. I stayed for a while. I finished the semester, entered the next semester. I entered 300 level medicine. So I was in 300 medicine, right? 300 level medicine. You know, after you're done with 300 level, you start preparing for MBBS exams. Now, the whole thing in my mind is, will I make it out? Like, will I be able to make it to um 300 level to prepare for MBBS? I thought about it. Like, I was so conflicted with myself, because my parents were aware about the situation. They were aware about the whole thing. They intervened and also did their own begging and what they could do. But that was left for them and God, because at the end of the day, the main thing is that I should not get expelled, and I didn't get expelled at the end of the day after the much begging and forgiveness and everything. Later on, I heard the man has left. He left the school. Why did he leave the school? Embezzlement. So that is not my business anymore. The man has left. That's not the reason why for me to leave medicine. I was still in medicine. I finished up 200 level. Now I'm in 300 level medicine, first semester, doing my normal classes, writing exams, doing tests and all those kind of things. I was doing very well in school. I didn't have any issue. I was just okay, doing very well in school. The only problem is a lecturer will just come, they'll be asking me questions. Medicine thing became like a serious threat to my mental health. It was like a burden to me. Like, doing medicine was more like it became a burden, something that you enjoy doing, becoming a burden to you. That's what it was like. I I had to call my dad and I cried. And I told him, I don't want to do this medicine anymore. I already survived the whole incident that happened and everything. This was not because of the hard time I was facing with lecturers or anything. It had not, because lecturers will still do you shaggy if they want to do you shaggy. It's now your duty to refuse to allow them to get to you. You understand? It's your duty to tell them, I don't want to like go through this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore, blah blah blah. But then there was a particular lecturer that called me and spoke to me and asked me what happened. And I told him exactly what happened. Then he said the reason why he called me was because when he came, he was a new lecturer, a new physiology lecturer, and he's taking both physiology, the theory, and the practical. So this new lecturer already came and he already heard my gist. So he had to call me to confirm, to know what actually happened. And I told him the truth. And funny enough, he's from my state, and not just from my state, he's from my village. So he was like, my sister. Ah, the both of us are from Eket, like my sister. I had to tell him what happened. I told him exactly what happened, and he was like, he understands. That he's glad that I've actually learned my lesson from there. And he advised me that I should not even think about anything. I should focus on my studying, focus on my studies and everything. That it was a lecturer, he heard it from a lecturer, and he wanted to confirm that he's not going to do anything to me, that he just wanted to advise me. I was very grateful myself because someone had to step up to find out the truth rather than listening from other people's rumors. He didn't listen to the rumor. Instead, he called me to find out by himself. I was really grateful that there's someone out there looking out for me as well. So I don't know. Till today, I'll be forever grateful for that man. And he ended up teaching us when I switched over to nursing. So I'm actually very grateful. Every time he sees me like Subong, every time he's like Subong, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm fine, sir. And all this. I'm really grateful to God for him, and I pray God blesses him. Hopefully, he will be in a higher position than ever, even if it's for him to leave the country and do something great for himself. I pray God blesses him because he has actually done a lot for me more than any other person in school, apparently. So, my dear, um, my dad came to school. He spoke with the dean after I have already finished bawling out my eyes and crying and telling him I don't want to do this course anymore. He now said, which course did you intend to do? And I said, aside from sports, I would like to be a scientist, right? I would like to do something science related, right? Maybe food science. And he was like, if you think about it, food science is not really earning much money, or they are not really getting jobs like that in Nigeria. So I should think of something else professional. What about nursing? Is there nursing? Because at that time there was no nursing, but now there is nursing. So I was like, okay, yes, there's nursing currently, and their first set was 200 level. It was like, okay, that I should think about it. Think about this. Nursing, there's med lab, there's pharmacy. Mind you, I already had pharmacy, admission in pharmacy in Afe Babalola University. But I did not defer the admission, neither did I accept it. I didn't want to do pharmacy. I don't like pharmacy. It's hard. Not that any other course is not hard, though. All courses are hard. But you see, pharmacy is a no no. I hated pharmacy. I don't even like it. Even when I did it in nursing as pharmacology, I despise that course. But anyways, that's life. The remaining courses were med lab and nursing, so I finally chose nursing, and that was how I got into nursing department. I went with my best friend's auntie, who was also a lecturer in the school. We went to meet the HOD at the time, and she told me to meet someone to get a material, buy the material and prepare, because that Wednesday there would be a test, and that was a Monday when I went to meet the HOD. So I got material and started preparing for the tests. And also I have been wearing white because she said I should be wearing white till I get my uniform sewn and ready. So I've been wearing white and going to the lectures. Nothing so far wasn't so bad. It just had its own ups and downs, has its own wahala, its own issues aside. So this was a new beginning for me, and I had every chance to change my fate, which I eventually did. At the time, I was a bit nervous because I really didn't know anyone. I had no understanding insight about nursing, but I had to settle in anyhow. I tried to do my best. The moment I left, it was scary but free. I could finally breathe. I could finally start asking, what do I want? Who am I really? I'm now on a different path, one that still involves healthcare, but with more peace. I'm discovering new talent, creating content, helping others in my own way, and no, I do not regret it, not for 1 second. Now, to anyone struggling, if you're in a course or career that is slowly killing your joy, please listen to yourself. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to walk away. Quitting med school doesn't mean you are a failure. It means you chose you. And it's the bravest thing you can do and anyone can do. If you feel you're not comfortable and you do not like the course you're doing, it's okay to switch. And always put God first, because at the end of the day, He's the only one that's going to come to your rescue. Thank you for watching and letting me share my story. If you've ever walked away from something big or if you're thinking about it, I would love to hear your story in the comments. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this video has touched you in any way. You're not alone. Thank you. God bless you. See you in the next one. Bye.